Hey guys, welcome back to another Snowrunner mod map preview. Today we are taking Pogue's new truck, the Tenor T21, out for a little run, and I haven't actually tried it yet, but I know it's going to be good because we know who it's coming from. So I'm just going to take you guys for a quick little run out, and we're going to go look at the two drilling rig sites that we're going to be delivering stuff to. We may be picking up some drilling parts from the airport here. I'm starting to think that's probably what I'm going to stock the other warehouse with. And there'll be a few tasks for that. Unfortunately, when I put this map into the region, I can't put vehicles or trailers on the other maps without resetting all the progress essentially. So if I put a vehicle on one of the first two maps and you guys load in, the vehicle will not show up unless you completely restart the level. The task will be there, everything will be fine, but the vehicle won't be there. So I'm definitely limited when it comes to building the tasks to keep the progress for everyone, but I'll do my best. So what I'm trying to say basically is we could take one of the tasks will be delivering a broken old Cat 745 back to the second map, Manchester. We can do that, but if I try and put a truck in Manchester to deliver to this map, it won't show up on the maps that you guys already have. So we'll work around it. I could bring cargo from the other maps over to this one, so I'll just basically set the tasks up so that they work with the progress that we have already. Previous regions, I've been able to add stuff to all the contracts and tasks without losing save progress. I will try my best to do so this time, but as updates come and things change, sometimes the programs react differently, so I will give everyone ample warning if the save has to be reset, but I haven't started missions yet, so I don't know. I expect I should be able to do it, but I can't make any promises, unfortunately, but you know, I'll do my damnedest to do it. So right now we are taking one of the, I guess this one's a pretty rough back road into the rig site. It's not going to be super tough trails, although they're going to be pretty uneven, and we're not really dealing with too much mud in terms of deliveries. I have added a few more swamps and stuff to this to the region so far, so there is more than just the riverbed. I figured I better do my best to put a few mudding spots in. I'm basically at the point where I'm starting to add random houses, stuff to find out in the sand fields out here. There's gonna be some broken old places. There should be a couple vehicles to find as I add more and more to it, but I'm still a few weeks away. I haven't really got nearly as much done as I hoped this week, but life calls and I'm busy doing other things that are more life oriented, but I'm definitely still making time for this this map, and I'm hoping in the next couple weeks I should have it out. Typically the contract side of it has gone pretty quick for me lately. I don't make nearly as many mistakes as I used to, so speeds up the whole process, not loading in and changing silly little things. I hope it'll go well on this one too. I haven't really written out too many tasks yet, but I have a lot of ideas, so I've got a pretty good plan for what I'm going to do with this map and integrate it into the other two. I'll also make sure, as I did with the second one, that there's nothing really locked on this map, so if it does all go wrong and we have to reset progress, you're not going to have to complete a whole bunch of stuff to actually use this map. You can pretty much roll right into it. So I'll plan for the worst and hope for the best is always a good motto, right? So right now we are just on our way into the first rig site here. There's going to be two that we're going to have to build. on this map, and some of the stuff is going to come from this map, and then there'll be a few things from the first map and probably a couple from the second as well. So they may not be the hardest trips to take, at least some of them, but there will be some pretty good long runs. Definitely going to incorporate the 3 maps into a few runs, so you're going to have to do some actual long highway hauling on this one, which seems pretty appropriate, I would say. So this is the first rig site. This one's a lot closer than the other one, and from what I've planned, these rigged builds are gonna probably be 4 or 5 different deliveries. Any of the rig stuff, we're gonna have the giant rig trailers to pull out, and then a few odds and ends from the other maps that you would typically see delivered out to one of these setups. So what we'll do is we'll take out the road out the other way. This is an easier trail to get in here, but it's a longer way around, and it uses the one asphalt road that runs through the sand hills. There's going to be a whole bunch of these little worn out, not maintained very well trails that you're going to find are going to, you're going to have a chance of hanging a trailer up or something like that if you don't bring the right truck and actually have a fight through some of these. But I'll have an easier option, and then there'll be a whole bunch of different options that are probably more suited for scout or heavy off-roaders like this with some height on the suspension. But they'll always be we'll say an easier way. I'm not gonna make it just a straight drive in, but I got a lot planned for just little trails everywhere. Some of them aren't really gonna lead everywhere, just hooking roads together. You guys know the idea. Just lots of options, and try and figure out the best route for the cargo you're carrying. This is pretty much done, the area that we're coming through here. There isn't really a whole lot else to put in, I don't think. I think if I put much more in these areas, it's not going to look quite as realistic, so I'm saying that I'm pretty happy with the look right now. I think I've got the trees and bush amount to the point that I'm pretty happy with the look, and I think it sells it pretty well. We are going to make a right on the highway here, and we're going to head out. We have to go through the mining building parking lot basically to get over to the other drill site. There is other ways around, but we're going to take this way, so you guys can have a look at the highway and kind of the little stuff I'm starting to add in around. Again, it's not going to be heavily populated out here, but it definitely needs some stuff to look around and find and explore with. I am going to take all these little rocks off the highway. They're pretty annoying for all the silly little damage, but again, it's still pretty early. I haven't got to the fine tuning like that, but I definitely will. The rocks are going to stay out on all the sand and stuff. I'll just make sure that we can run down this road and not pick up 1,000 damage just from hitting little pebbles. You can see in the background there the buildings and stuff up on top of the bluff. I've got most of that finished. It's down to adding little stuff around the houses like sheds and piles of lumber and gardens, you know, all the little immersion stuff that really sell the experience when you're out there. But that stuff just takes time. I hit on it in different spots at different times. I try not to spend more than an hour doing that, because you just get a little overwhelmed with all the little placements you got to do, and you start getting sloppy. So I try to do it kind of a piece at a time, and before you know it, most of the stuff's done. But there's really no way of hurrying it up. It's just takes time, and you got to make sure things actually make contact with the ground so you don't have floating models everywhere. And I've learned that it's better to do it once. I think we all have in life, than have to go back and recheck everything. So I really try to focus on one shot, although it doesn't always happen, and that's why the testing is a very important part of the process. I am going to wrap it up here. I got a bunch of stuff to do today, but I appreciate everything, guys, and we'll talk to you all again very soon. Thanks to my Patreon members too. You guys are awesome. And I'm hoping to get a few more phone screens made up. I think I've got a sizing set up, but get some more options for you guys. I hope everyone's liking that. It was just a little project to kind of play around and build some skills a bit. Anyways, guys, talk to you soon.